Hey everybody, welcome to Mondays with Marc. I'm Marc, and this is SmokeySteveAndMarc. Oh, yes, it is. Welcome or welcome back. Oh, is it nice to see you on this Monday? Let me tell you, it is actually beautiful outside. The sun is shining, the temperature has raised. I'm totally excited for summer. Oh yes, and we have an exciting show tonight. Y'all, we're doing our first collaboration. Oh, I'm excited. I've been wanting to do a collaboration for so long now, but I don't know, I never really knew how to do one, and like, do you ask someone or do they ask you? And like, how does that all work? And like, is there some proper way to do it or not? I don't know, but then I thought, heck, this is our channel. I guess we can do it any way we want to, right? I don't know. And yet still a lot of time had passed before we finally got it together to do one. But anyway, we're doing one tonight. We have two fabulous recipes to share with you. Yep, it's a cooking collab. And I think a lot of you may know who we are collaborating with. Jay Thomas has been a friend of our channel for for a long time now, and we've developed a great friendship too. And again, it's just one of those blessings from having the channel, getting to meet folks like you, and then when it turns into a relationship and a friendship, it's just so nice. It's definitely a blessing of doing this channel for real, and I'm excited to have Jay on today. Now remember that this is our first compilation, so I have no idea how this is all gonna come together, right? Like with all the editing and stuff. So I'm gonna do the best I can. All right, fingers crossed, right? All right. So Jay, thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
Hi guys, hi Marc. Thanks for having me on. Really excited to see what you're cooking today.
Well, I'm excited to see what you're doing. What are you making anyway?
Oh yeah, it's sharing a kind of a fun recipe. It's sort of one my family's modified over the years. It's for the only minestrone soup that my dad will actually eat. So I don't know. It should be a lot of fun.
I'm sure it will be.
So I'm curious, what will you be cooking today? I'm always really inspired by all your recipes.
I'm sticking with the Italian theme, and we are going to make a yummy, yummy tiramisu.
Oh man, that sounds absolutely delicious.
Well, we'll see. You know me and my desserts.
Man, I wish I could cook desserts as well as you, because like, I used to do it when I was a kid, but I haven't cooked desserts in, I don't know, maybe 10 years, but some of the ones you've made look just awesome.
Thanks, Jay. Aww.
I don't know, in your last video, that almond cake, well, the almond cake you purchased made me interested in what your almond cake recipe would actually look like.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we'll check back in with Jay in just a little bit, okay? So we can get everything together. So on the menu tonight, looks like we have a yummy minestrone soup by Jay. And then for dessert, we're going to have a yummy tiramisu from yours truly. All right, Jay, take it away.
Hi guys, Editing Jay here, and unfortunately I seem to have lost my initial footage that like actually runs down all the ingredients in this recipe, so let me just tell you about it quick. So this is one of my family's favorite vegetable soups, and the reason for that is it's really hearty and it's also really flexible. And more than an actual soup, it's actually more of like a process, because the ingredients can move around quite a bit. I'm going to run through what I generally use, but, depending on what you have on hand, you can throw it in. If you have potatoes you want to get rid of, throw them in. If you have zucchini, toss it in. And it all you really need to know is sort of at what point you would add it. So we start out the soup with some kind of pork product, or if you're not into pancetta and bacon and stuff like that, you could just use olive oil if that's your thing. We find that it works best with about 4 slices of thick cut bacon that you just then sort of cross cut, so you get kind of like mini matchstick things out of it. The other option is you can just saute the bacon whole and like render the fat out, and then you can save the bacon and use it as a topping. So we like it if it just sort of cooks in the soup and flavors everything, but again, it's totally up to you. So after you've sort of gotten your sort of fat together, the next thing we tend to add is any kind of really hard or aromatic vegetable. So generally this is carrots, onions, and celery for us, but you can use whatever you want. You could certainly toss in peppers. This would be a great time if you want more of a New Orleans kind of thing to throw in extra green or other sweet peppers that you have on hand. And then that cooks for a while, and then you add your liquids. We use a combination of chicken broth and crushed tomatoes in a can, but again, it's totally up to you. Following that is generally where you'd add in your green cabbage. Green cabbage seems really typical to minestrone. And if you were to use canned beans, this is where you'd add in canned beans. You'd sort of skip that whole step of like cooking dry beans and all that nonsense, which is what we usually do because canned beans are super cheap and super available, and we tend to like to use a 14-ounce can of garbanzos. And we use about, depending on the size of it, either a quarter to a half head of green cabbage shredded. My dad's family is Polish, and they're really big fans of doing sauteed cabbage, so generally having extra cabbage around is never a problem. Marc actually did a really cool recipe for this like cabbage egg noodle thing maybe last winter, I think. Anyway, hopefully editing Marc has a link and can throw it somewhere, but we all really enjoyed that, and there's actually a short on my channel if you want to see how that all goes down. Anyway, I digress. There's also some spices that go in, basically Italian seasoning and red pepper flakes. The recipe uses about half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes, which makes it reasonably spicy. Like, you definitely can tell that there are pepper flakes in it. So you can adjust that up or down as your tastes prefer. And that's pretty much it. Sorry about losing the footage, but that's the soup so far. And the cool thing about this soup, really, to me, is like the whole thing is done in an hour, which is awesome. Okay, so this is the soup after it's cooked for about half an hour. As you can see, all the cabbage is kind of sunk down, so we're doing pretty well. So at this point, I'm going to add in all of the greens. I am using, these look really good on film, actually. Anyway, I am using Swiss chard or rainbow chard, but you can use whatever you want. I would say you can go anywhere from, like, you know, a baby spinach to a green kale, depending on, you know, exactly how much chewiness you want in your greens. These are going to fully cook for probably about another half hour, so they'll be pretty cooked by the time they're done, so I wouldn't worry about them being super chewy. Also, in the bottom here you can see the stems that I cross-cut. And like most things with greens, like, these are going to wilt down a lot because it looks like a crazy amount to put in the pot right now. But I will see you in 15 minutes to deal with the pasta. Oh, two quick notes. One, this doesn't look like enough pasta, but it certainly will be. It's 2/3 of a cup of the ditalini or rings, depending on your pasta brand. And I didn't mention the celery, but I usually just cut the top 2 inches off a whole bunch of celery and then cut that up for soups because I like the flavor of the actual celery leaves. And then you still have like a full bunch of stalks that you can use for like snacks and whatnot. See you in 15 minutes. So this is 15 minutes later with the soup. You can see everything's basically sunk to the bottom and is cooked. So I'm going to add in the pasta. The one thing you should do before adding in the pasta is basically test this to see, one, if it has enough water, depending on how liquidy you want this. If you leave it like this and add the pasta, it's basically going to come out more stew-like. And two, if it's seasoned the way you want, because however it's seasoned is going to get sucked into the pasta. Some people actually cook the pasta separately and then just mix it in at the end, but I kind of like the starch it adds because it makes the soup a little more hearty. Anyway, and just for a reminder, we're just adding 2/3 of a cup, and in it goes. And 15 minutes later, we should be at soup. So this is what it looks like done. As you see, like, all those vegetables somehow magically disappeared into the soup. I did check the pasta for doneness and the whole thing for seasoning. The way it comes out is kind of like in arrabbiata sauce, so it's a little bit spicy, a little bit yummy. Anyway, we'll show you what this looks like when it's in a bowl. And here is the soup that's done. We just have it with some of the crunchy bread on the side, and I just garnished it with a little Parmesan cheese. Although, if you had taken the bacon out of the pot, you could garnish with that now, or you can also use like a drizzle of olive oil, which is pretty traditional too. But there you go, minestrone soup. So, yeah. I didn't actually tell you the story of the minestrone, which is kind of interesting. So, about 5 years ago, one of my parents' neighbors operated as a drop-off spot for a community farm share, basically. I don't know if they have them in Pennsylvania, but they're kind of a huge deal here in Wisconsin, where, like, essentially like a local farm will, as a method of financing their crops, essentially sell shares to people in the community. So they call it community-sponsored agriculture. So basically, you just wind up getting a box of vegetables every week or every other week from basically June until October. So it's like, I don't know, 20 weeks or something. So anyway, they were doing that at the time. And the first one we tried had a lot of variety, but didn't allow you to do any kind of customization. So my dad's got some very, like, preferences, very firm preferences about, like, what vegetables he'll eat and what stuff he won't. So anyway, yeah. So we tried a different one and really liked it. And what we would do is meet up on Wednesdays when we did vegetable pickup, and then we'd go and cook something together. And that was always a lot of fun, and it was a good excuse to eat outside and all that kind of stuff. So the reason the minestrone came around is, like, in the winter, we wanted the feeling of eating fresh vegetables. And that was kind of the closest thing that we ever found that kind of gave you the, it feels like it's during the summer kind of thing. You know, with the tomatoes and, I mean, depending what other vegetables you use. We've done it with zucchini and a few other things that make it taste just a little bit more fresh. And if you know, because, like, there's a lot of vegetables that we can get year-round now. So, I don't know, that's where it came from. It's been a family favorite, and, I don't know, it's just a really good way to have sort of a really homey cooking experience. I really liked your rainbow minestrone, so I'm interested to try that and kind of compare how they're different. I mean, I think that with more vegetables in it, it'll definitely taste more vegetable soup. Like, mine always tends to taste more hearty, I guess, because of the inclusion of, like, bacon at the beginning and the beans and a few other things. So, it'll be interesting to kind of compare and contrast them. I don't know, I kind of like doing minestrones during the summer, too, because you always kind of have weird vegetables around from the garden or whatnot, so that's a good way to use them up as well.
Oh, Jay, you did a fantastic job. It looks so delicious. I can't wait to try your version of that minestrone soup. It looks so good. Thanks so much for doing that. So, okay, I guess it's my turn, right? All right, so let's head over into the kitchen to make some tiramisu. Oh, yeah! So we are in the kitchen, and I'm about to share with you my recipe for probably the most famous Italian dessert out there. Yummy, yummy tiramisu. Oh, yes. Now, there are a lot of variations on this recipe, right? I mean, even nowadays, you can find strawberry tiramisu, chocolate tiramisu. I've even seen a mango tiramisu. But I'm more of a traditional kind of guy. We're going to make good old-fashioned classic tiramisu. Now, traditionally, this recipe is made and consumed with raw eggs. That would be the whites and the yolks in this. And a lot of people are a little bit leery of eating raw eggs. I am one of them, I admit it, you know. And another variation on this recipe is a total eggless version. And that's what we're going to make tonight. Y'all, it is so delicious and it is fun to make too. So, let's get started, shall we? What do we need? Here are your ingredients. So you will need 1 to 2 packages of Ladyfinger cookies, 3 cups of heavy whipping cream. For our friends in the UK, that would be double cream. 2 cups of mascarpone cheese at room temperature, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, 2 cups of very strong coffee or espresso, also at room temperature, 2 tablespoons of coffee liqueur, a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder, and a 1/4 cup of good dark chocolate shredded up. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do is mix our coffee syrup. Okay, so we have our coffee ready to go here, and like I said, that's very strong coffee or espresso, and it's room temperature. Okay, to that we're going to add our coffee liqueur. This is Kahlua. Now, a lot of people don't like alcohol in their desserts. If you don't want to put alcohol in your dessert, no worries at all. Just add a tablespoon of regular sugar in there and stir it until it dissolves, okay? And also to that, we're going to add our vanilla right to our coffee mixture, just like so. And then give that a little stir just to combine it, and we're going to set that aside. Yes. Okay, so in the stand of my, in the bowl of my stand mixer here, I have our heavy cream, and I mixed it for, about 2 minutes or so, just until it started to thicken up a little bit. Now, to that, we're going to add our powdered sugar. Oh, yes. And then we're going to whip that on high. You might want to start on low just to get that sugar in there, you know what I'm saying. Y'all did it. Y'all done that. I've done. Okay, anyway. And then put it on high and let that beat until nice stiff peaks form, okay? Okay, just perfect. All right, let me get this down here so I can show you. All right, there you go. Stiff peak form. Okay, there we go. All right, so now the next step, we're going to take our mascarpone cheese, okay? And you're going to kind of want to soften it a little bit with a spoon or a spatula. And all that is just mixing it up a little bit there just to soften it up a little bit, okay? Just like that. And then we're going to take just a hefty little bit of our whipped cream mixture here, say a spoonful like that. And we're going to kind of mix that in there until it's incorporated. Dun, dun. This also softens it up just a little bit. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that is perfect. And next, we're going to add all of our whipped cream to our mascarpone cream. And we're going to add that big heaping spoonfuls at a time, and we're just gonna fold it in. And you don't want to overmix, you just want to make it so that it is all nice and incorporated. Dun, dun. All right, just like so. Ooh, yummy, oh man. And that is it. We have our mascarpone cream filling. Yes, okay. All right, so moving right along, this is where our coffee and ladyfingers come into play, all right? So you, now, ladyfingers, you can get a couple different ways. At your local grocery store, they come like this, and they're nice and fresh and soft. And what I do is I open them up and I break them apart and I let them sit out for a couple of hours or even overnight to kind of, to make them a little bit stale or crispy, so to speak, okay? Now, you could also get the Savoiardies. Ooh, those are really good, too. And you can find those in the cookie aisle of your grocery store. And they can be a little bit harder sometimes, But any ladyfingers will do, and you can even make your own if you're that ambitious, okay? So, now we're going to get our coffee ready here, and we're going to get our pan ready. Now, this recipe will make enough for an 8.5 by 11 pan, like a lasagna pan or a quarter sheet cake pan, or you can use smaller ones like I'm doing tonight. I'm going to use a smaller one like this, and a couple of other ones too, and we'll get to that in a second. This will also make enough for 2 8-inch round pans too. A round tiramisu looks so classy in my opinion. Oh my goodness. All right, so the next step we're going to do, we are going to be dipping and layering, okay? And I just mean we're going to take our ladyfinger, dip it into our coffee mixture, and put it right in the bottom of our pan like that. So we're dipping, like, dipping. We're not dunking and waiting. Just do a quick dip and layer the bottom of your pan just like that, okay? Until the whole bottom is covered. Okay, just like that. Now we do a layer of our yummy, yummy cream. Just put it on there, smooth that all out, firmly but gently. We don't want to ruin our nice little lady fingers in there. And then after that, we're going to do another layer of dipped lady fingers, and then another layer of cream, okay? All right. Okay, there we go. Oh, looks good. Okay, so now we are going to use our cocoa. Okay, so in here I have about a 1/4 cup or so of Dutch processed unsweetened cocoa. And then I have my little thingy here. I love this thing. This was actually my grandmother's, actually. One of these things. Okay. And then we're going to just put that in there like so. And then we're going to cover the whole top with some cocoa, just like this. Oh, man. Okay. And then, oh, yeah. For the finishing touch, this is where our shaved dark chocolate comes in. Oh man, this adds just that little bit of like bitter-sweet taste to this that just takes it right over the top. Oh yes, yummy. All right. There we go. And there you have it. Y'all, it's done. It's finished. So the only thing we still need to do is chill this baby. So pop it into the fridge for at least 2 hours. Trust me, it makes a huge, huge difference, okay? And you can leave it in overnight too, okay? So I'm going to go chill this and I'll get right back to you, okay? Okay, so that's chillin'. Oh, I can't wait. All right. So, like I said, this recipe will make enough for a 9x13 pan or 2 8-inch rounds, but you can very easily cut this recipe right in half if you want to make a smaller one, okay? Now, if you have leftover filling and lady fingers, or if you just want to make it like this, how about little individual servings using clear trifle cups? That was an awesome idea. Or how about this? A tiramisu for 2? How adorable is this? What a great date night dessert or an anniversary dessert. Oh, it's so cool. We served them like this at a restaurant that I worked at for quite some time. And I just used a clear cappuccino mug for it. But even a big, glass bowl would work, I don't know. I think it would look really, really nice. But anyway, those are just a few ideas for you. I'm going to get this all chilled up. And once it comes out of the fridge, I'll slice it up and put it on a plate and let you know what it looks like. And I guess, more importantly, what it tastes like. All right. Ah. Yummy, yummy tiramisu. Oh, yummy. yummy, yummy. Oh, it turned out so good. Not bad, huh? Oh, man, I hope you guys give this a try. I really do. Oh, Steven already had a whole piece, and he gave it the 2 thumbs up. So that's good for me. Oh, wow. You know, this was so much fun to do today. I wonder what Jay thought of this recipe.
Hey, Marc, that recipe looks great. I can't wait to try it out. What else are you working on?
Oh, I got Scotch eggs going. I have the Philly cheese steak casserole that we made a couple months ago.
Man, I wish it was there.
Yeah.
I bet that smells awesome.
It does. It does, Jay. Thanks so much for being here today.
It was fun. I really hope you guys enjoy the recipe.
Oh, gosh, I'm sure they will.
Aw, thanks, Marc.
All right. All right.
Sounds
All right,
good.
we'll see you
Sounds
later,
good,
Jay.
Marc.
Okay, no,
Bye.
keep cooking, all right? We'll do this again, all right? Definitely. Aw. Oh, that was so nice of him to do that, huh? Oh my goodness, well, I am pooped now, let me tell you. I have to apologize if this video came out late. It had some editing in it that I had never done before, but I gave it my best shot. Hopefully it turned out good, okay? I hope you had fun tonight. I hope you had as much fun as I did, actually, and I think Jay had a good time, too. I'll check in with him after he watches the video. Thanks so much for spending your time with me this evening. I hope you had a good time. Definitely hit that subscribe button, okay, and give that notification bell just a little tickle there so you know when we have a new video coming out. Check us out over on Facebook and Instagram. I'll post these recipes over there, and all of our contact information is listed right down below. That's our email address and our post office box, and a little kitty came up to say goodbye. Thanks again for watching, everybody. You have a fantastic week, and I will see you next time, okay? Remember, stay positive. Ciao, everybody. Mwah. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.